Tuesday night. This is Paul Anthony. Next, going to be catching up with David Coverdale. But first, we'll play you a track from their latest album. Award-winning as well, it has to be said. Good to be bad. Lay Down Your Love. On the way next. 106.1 Rock Radio, Manchester's first classic rock station. Whitesnake, Lay Down Your Love, from good to be bad. Whitesnake, of course, are back in the UK for that big show. It's Download 2009. And to talk about that and loads more besides, I'm sure the man himself joins us on the phone. David Coverdale, how are you?
I'm champion, Paulie. How are you?
Been a long time,
and
mate.
Congratulations, man. We need a 24/7 rock and roll station. You kidding me? That's great news.
Do you know what? You're used to this, living in the States now, living in Lake Tahoe. I mean, you can have as many rock stations as you like.
It's unbelievable that our style of music that does so well and brings so much joy to people is always treated like some infant terrible, you know. Anyway, good luck to you, mate.
Let's talk about the album Good to Be Bad, David, first of all, because you'd been kind of away for a long, long period of time, and I think we know the reason you came back, but did you expect the response that you would receive for the album? I mean, even winning Best Album at the Classic Rock Awards, I mean, you must have been chuffed with that.
Oh, completely, yeah. I think it was a case of absence makes the heart grow fonder, and the fact that we worked very hard, well, not really, all the songs came together, and I think we harnessed kind of all of the chapters of Whitesnake in one album. To me, I said to Doug, who was my partner on the project, I said, man, this is like, I should call this the best of. I was really pleased with how it came out, and then, of course, to see it do so well, and it continues to do well, is just a blessing. We've actually, one of the projects we worked on earlier this year is an expanded edition for later in the year called Still Good to Be Bad.
Great partnership between yourself and Doug. I mean, I don't think you've had a partnership like that for a long, long time. And obviously, the writing and everything's great.
That I had such a good friendship with, it was Adrian Vandenberg. You know, because we're actually friends. And spend time together. Our wives are friends or whatever. So it's just a bonus that spilled over into writing music together. And he's been a fan of Whitesnake from the beginning. So unlike a lot of the American musicians I've worked with, he was very aware of the earlier stuff rather than the later stuff.
Last time you were in Manchester was, of course, during the summer of last year, not long after we launched the station together with Def Leppard, and that was the Monster Bill of the year, wasn't it?
No, it was a cracker. Yeah, we had a blast. You know, Joe and I were friends before, but that just really cemented the relationship or liquefied it. You know, and the reason we have agreed to do some more shows this year because we still have a couple of Bushmills left we have to finish.
Sounds good to me. We'll talk about the shows and more in a few secs. David Coverdale joins me on the show tonight on 106.1 Rock Radio. Let's play another track from Good to Be Bad. All I Want, All I Need on 106.1 Rock Radio. 106.1 Rock Radio, Manchester's first classic rock station. This is Paul Anthony playing Whitesnake, All I Want, All I Need. Joined by David Coverdale on the line from the States. A lovely home in Lake Tahoe. We're not jealous in the slightest, David.
You're such an incurable romantic, Paulie.
Well, I try.
You're all I want, all I need, Flower.
You know what? I can't believe that, you know, here we are all these years later, still doing what we love. I mean, me doing this, you doing what you love, belting out those tunes. I mean,
it's funny, you know, yesterday morning I got a phone call from Joe Elliott of Leopard, and he's going, hey, I've got somebody who wants to say hello. And he puts Brian Johnson of AC/DC on. So we had a cracking connect, and Brian and I go back, way back, you know. I put Geordie on the bill with Deep Purple years and years ago, so we had a friendship way back then. And I'm so thrilled that they came out of the box flying with that Black Ice and are doing a phenomenal. So we're all going to be touring the States through the summer, so we've made a concrete plan to get together. I said we should call each other the Three Tenors, TENNERS, the 30 quid lads.
It's amazing, though, the fact that the music we know and love, which now we term classic rock, I mean, it's always been there, but it's now bigger than it's ever been, isn't it?
Well, for me, last year was the most successful I've had for donkey's years. In fact, touring was more lucrative last year than ever before. It was amazing.
Also, with anniversaries all over the place, I mean, you recently had the 30th anniversary collection out, which has done extremely well.
It's my wedding anniversary today.
You see,
I'm
what
the anniversary kid. It's so funny.
There's more on the way as well, because anniversary edition editions of Slip of the Tongue 20 years ago, Slide It In 25 years ago.
Yeah, amazing. I've dedicated the Slide It In anniversary special edition to the memory of Cozy and Mel, who we lost last year. They were pivotal players in that record, and it's heartbreaking to think that they won't be around to celebrate it. There was 3 projects I worked on this year as the new year came in. One was the expanded edition of Still Good to Be Bad, which is a cracker, and of course the anniversary issues of Slide It In, as you say, and Slip of the Tongue. And on Slip of the Tongue, by the way, for the first time, you're going to be seeing some video footage from Donington 1990, which has been the most requested video for me to put out, and I've sat on that till I felt it was appropriate timing. So this is just like going to be a taster. So intense, Paul, it's amazing.
There's some great stuff on there, not just, as you say, on the disc, but the DVD that goes with it as well.
Yeah. Well, that's, if you remember, I did an 87 special edition 20th anniversary the other year, and it's the same kind of scenario. We're putting a mix of the audio on the Slide It In one, to avoid anyone getting upset. We put both the UK mix of the album and the US mix of the album on there, plus some extras, and it's a double disc thing where you have a DVD too with all the promo videos, and very rarely seen, of course, with the videos for Loving a Stranger and Slow and Easy, so they're on there. That's going to be a treat for people, I think.
Let's play a track from the Slip of the Tongue 20th Anniversary Expanded Edition, which is due out shortly on EMI. Is a live version of Judgment Day on 106.1 Rock Radio. 106.1 Rock Radio, Manchester's first classic rock station. This is Paul Anthony in conversation with David Coverdale. There's a track from the Slip of the Tongue 20th Anniversary Expanded Edition. That's recorded live in concert Judgment Day. Also a DVD to go with that particular release, as you mentioned, David. And it's great to see all this live footage again, isn't it, after all this time? I mean, selected people have seen it before, but not on a grand scale like this.
Oh, yeah. I think the bonus particularly for instance, on Slide It In, you're going to have the first public appearance of John Sykes and Mel Galley. We got the video of Gimme More Time out atop of the pop. So that's a fun shot. But I think the thing that most people will be interested in is the Donington 1990 footage. It's just on fire. We hit the stage running, and both Mikey and I, my assistant who I work with at home in the studio, we sat there and went, holy poop, this is total speeding ticket stuff. I couldn't remember the band being that on fire, that incendiary. Well, I'll leave it to people to judge, but I think they're going to be very happy with these things. We work long and hard, but the big bonus as well is that when these albums were made, it was predominantly vinyl time. And of course, the mastering technique, the finishing off stuff, left a lot to be desired compared to today's technology. So we've brought those things way up to date, and I swear you can hear Cozy's drum seat moving on some tracks. It's just fabulous dynamics, fabulous fidelity, great sound. And I've had them both in the car now for the last month or so, and had a blast listening to them.
Maybe you should have a word with people in Lake Tahoe about the phone technology. Maybe we can do something there as well.
Oh, really? We're cracking again?
But hey, it's rock and roll, and we don't care, because David Coverdale is on the show tonight, and we mentioned Donington.
I'm an old blues singer from Mississippi. Warrington.
David, Donington is a place very close to your heart. I mean, we've mentioned a couple of the gigs there, but 81, 83, 90, and the return, of course, here in 2009.
And the 20th anniversary, too, because that was the Slip of the Tongue tour, wasn't it? Liquor and poker, if you'll excuse the expression.
And, of course, anniversaries with Whitesnake is what it's all about, because you celebrated a few, and there's still loads more to come, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. That's interesting for me now, because it gives me an opportunity, because, I'm not one to go back. I'm not a real nostalgic person, other than looking at pictures of my children, but not career-wise. I like moving forward. I like, so much so I can't even reverse in my car very well. I need a big driveway. But it brought back a lot of fond memories, listening to these songs, and it gives me an opportunity to relive them and bring them up to speed when the anniversary stuff next year is another anniversary for other projects. So I'm going to be busy for a while, I think.
As far as the live set is concerned, David, for Donington, I mean, how'd you choose? I mean, there's so much to choose from.
Well, the circumstance is a huge bonus for me as the kind of performer I am. Years ago, Paul, as you know, I would only tour every 3 years, so all of my songs stayed pretty fresh. But once you're touring annually, some of the songs get a bit hard to inspire me. So it was absolutely a breath of fresh air for me to have an album that people embraced and that the song style fit perfectly into, the style of older Whitesnake songs, the classic Whitesnake songs. So there's no way I'm going to try to do some greatest hits thing. It's going to be a mix, as I did last year, of the new stuff. And this may be the last time I play Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City, which, of course, has been there from the very beginning. But I don't want it to be so predictable for people that that's going to be coming up there. And we've had a great run with it over 30 years. Unless there's some incredible public outcry, I think it would be time to retire it. And what better place than a special event such as Download.
Talking anniversaries, we're talking to David Coverdale on 106.1 Rock Radio, Manchester's first classic rock station tonight. Another EMI release out imminently is Slide It In, the 25th anniversary expanded edition. Let's play one of the bonus tracks from that now. Live and acoustic, here's Love Ain't No Stranger. Love Ain't No Stranger on 106.1 Rock Radio, Manchester's first classic rock station. That's going to be appearing on Slide It In, the 25th anniversary expanded edition through EMI. David Coverdale joins us on the show tonight. Where was that actually recorded, David?
That one with Adrian Vandenberg. That was done in the rooftop studio at Toshiba in Tokyo. It was a kind of a specially invited crowd. I don't know how many, it was like 40 people, maybe 50. They squeezed a bunch in there. And it was the first time I'd done anything like that, and it actually really whetted my appetite for that kind of up-close and personal stuff, because most of the songs that I write, Paul, even the heaviest rock songs, are given birth on acoustic guitars or pianos, because inside my head I can hear exactly what I want the drummer to do, the guitars to do. So, it to me, to be able to strip the song down and present it in its nakedness like that, and the intimacy of those kind of gatherings is a fantastic opportunity for me to be able to actually directly communicate with people rather than just screaming, "Are you all right?"
So many great things in the can for Whitesnake fans. I mean, these two special editions, the 3 special editions with Still Good to Be Bad as well, all available imminently. So loads of stuff on the cards for Whitesnake fans there. But you did say a number of years ago that you didn't want to record again because obviously you were disillusioned with the music, as we all were. But you came back, you did it, you did the album. It was a great success. What about a follow-up? I mean, is that too far down the line yet? Are you not thinking about that?
Not at all, because I've had so much fun with that. And one of the things that people who support my work said, it was great for them to be able to turn around to people and say, look, he's not resting on his laurels, which of course I've never felt that was the case, but that could have been the perception. But I had such fun doing this record. I didn't have any corporate pressures or deadlines or we need a hit single or any of this stuff. It was just doing music I wanted to do, and I'm very open to... In fact, Doug and I have started writing, and when we finish in September, once he gets tired of sleepless nights with his newborn, he'll probably come up to Tahoe and we'll start making the demos towards a potential project for next year. That's one of the reasons I committed to Download also, because, I don't want to outstay my welcome coming into the UK every year. So, next year I might take off and do a project, for 2010.
After all these years in the business, David, all the success you've had so far, what is the motivation now? What keeps you going?
Well, I just love it. It's indescribable to say, how when you get on stage and everything's working and you've got an appreciative crowd, it's an amazing experience. It's just, when I stand there and I hear people singing songs that I wrote years ago, directly related to my private life, which they've applied to theirs, it's an astonishing experience. It's a great experience. And right now, I'm very fortunate that I can afford to work when I want, and I don't, I work for balance in my life. I have a fantastic, happy home life, and it's terrific for me to be able to stay with my family for 6 months of the year and then go out around the world playing music. So, I've got the best of all possible worlds. It's a thrill for me.
Doesn't get any better than that, does it, really?
You know what? It don't, mate. And I've just fortunately got home safely. All through Easter, I had my daughter and my 2 granddaughters over here, so everything dear and precious to me was under my own roof for 2 weeks. That's when it don't get any better.
Exactly. Putting it in a balance and putting it into perspective, as you say. I mean, obviously, in the early parts of your career, there's a lot of sacrificing going on. There's a lot of hard work and a lot of stuff that, you have to do to make your mark. Now, once you've made that mark, you can kind of, do it by your rules.
Absolutely. Well, when I got tired or felt any pressure, we had some very unusual experiences. If you remember, I had 3 weeks of bear break-ins, so that was little disconcerting. So all of those kind of things, I just went, well, okay, stop, but there's no deadline. We'll finish it when it's finished, So it worked out fantastic, and being able to work at home, we run 3 offices out of my home. And it's just blissful that I can go take my son to school in the morning when I'm home and pick him up in an afternoon. It's a great life. I'm very, very fortunate.
Well, it's great to see and hear that you're still doing what you do best. David Coverdale, it's been an absolute pleasure once again catching up with you. We'll see you.
Oh, mutual. Once again, my congratulations on 106, man. That's so cool.
Fantastic. Thank you, David. We'll see you at Donington, June
Look
the
forward to
14th.
it, darling. Send love to all your listeners. Look forward to seeing you all there. Come on, make some noise.
Cheers, David.
Ta-ra, mate.